Hello, everyone. Welcome to this talk. I am Raneesh Chaudhary, currently working as lead QA at Adobe. I'll be talking about two things here. First is related to your health. The second is about implementing design patterns in your framework. So, if you are interested in either of them, let's get started. So, our topic is lifting heavier, that is, building muscles for your automation frameworks. So you must have seen these crazy transformation videos where you see there's a body of 6 months before, and then you see a new pic where someone has got fitter with exercising and all these things. So I want to take the same analogy in context of our automation frameworks. I'm interested in this thing because I'm also in this journey of getting fitter. So I thought, why not combine these two and prepare a talk along the same. So you can see there's a guy on the left, which is a normal body that can do normal functionings, similar to a framework which can do good enough job. Then there's a guy on the right who is now built for high performance, similar to a framework which can leverage the power of design patterns like facade, factory, singleton, and builder pattern. There are others also, but I just want to take the same analogy and want to carry it forward along this whole session. Let's move forward. Okay, so why even care about working out or learning about design patterns? So the first point is limited strength. If you are not working out, your body will have limited strength. Similar to this, if your framework, you are not cared about design patterns or other coding paradigms, then your framework will be weak in the sense that it cannot handle more number of cases or complex scenarios. If you don't work out, then you'll be having a lack of flexibility. If you just bend down a little, your back can hurt. Similar to this, if your framework is not flexible, then it can not be able to adapt to new platforms or new requirements. Okay, the third point is low endurance. So, if you're not working out regularly, then your body is having low endurance. That is to say that you may be able to run for a kilometer, but you'll not be able to continue that for 10 kilometers. Similar to this, your framework can have tough time handling long and multiple test runs. You do not want that. You need your framework to be strong. Okay, the last point is vulnerable to injury. So if you're not going to gym or working out or exercising, then your body is vulnerable to injury or other diseases. You will have low immunity. Okay, so for our framework, this means that our framework will be prone to bugs. There'll be a huge technical debt, and it will require more time to maintain the same code. So what do we do? So we start by building our muscles. How do we do that? The first thing is to just start exercising. You need to go to gym. You need to do workout at home. You maybe have to go to jog. Similar to this, for our framework, you need to understand coding more. Not enough just to start the automation, just to run the automation, but you need to understand coding in deep. You need to learn about design patterns. You need to learn about optimizations. The second is proper form. When you're doing your exercises, there is a normal form and there's a proper form that gym trainer can help you get on. So in terms of our coding, there are different coding principles, guidelines like solid, dry, and others, which can help you to get in the proper form of building the framework. The third point is gradual progression. For your body, you do not want to just see a motivational video and get too much motivated that you just run for 10 kilometers on your first day. You have to just increase it little by little. Similar to this, in our framework, you do not want to implement all the things at once. In case of design patterns, you just implement it one by one in a gradual way. The last point is very important, that is rest and recovery. So your body requires proper rest so that your muscles can grow during that rest. For our framework, this rest means you should consider some time for refactoring or optimizing your code, not just keep on adding new test cases or new code to the your framework. Okay, so this is how we build muscles. So we'll just now look into the different patterns and see if our analogy of building muscles follows through. So the first pattern that I want to talk about is facade pattern. And the example that I'm taking is of a routine plan. So if you're doing a workout in gym or on your own at home, you must have seen and observed that having a routine plan helps a lot. So a routine plan can help, can be in the form of diet plan, workout plan. It will save your time. It has to be easy to follow, and it hides all the complexity. Like you do not have to know the science of building muscles, the science of nutrition. You just have to make a plan or get it from your gym trainer, and then you can just follow it through. Similar to this example, facade pattern is like a routine plan. So you can create some set of classes like a layer in between your tests so that it can expose the limited methods and hides all the complexity. So I'll just take an example of an e-commerce site. So suppose that there are tests that want to add a product to the cart. Okay, so one thing is, one way of doing is to go to the login page, do the login, search for the product, and then add it to the cart by selecting the quantities and all those things. So what you can do is, maybe this thing is common and required in many other cases. So you create some classes or one facade class which will do all this navigation and just expose a add to cart method which test case can call. It can have different arguments as per your need. And then your test case just need to know add to cart method. It does not need to know all the navigation that is happening in the backend. So this facade pattern is quick to implement. You can even implement it already running framework. It does not require too much effort. It just hides your complexities and give you some specific limited methods. So where can you implement it and use it? So the most common place that I've seen is like a medium layer or a business layer that can help you for the user flows. So like I said, for the add to cart. So similarly, you can use it as a mediator to multiple DB utilities. Suppose you have to connect to MongoDB, MySQL DB, and other DB to get information for your test cases. Maybe you can create one common utility which can interact with all these DB and just get you the data. So these are the places where I've seen it, but you can also use it in many places. Next one is the factory design pattern. Okay, so just consider that you are new to gym, new to your workout. So it helps if you get your personal trainer or gym trainer so that he can help you redirect to the things that you want. So suppose that you go to your trainer and say that, hey, I want bigger biceps, shoulder, or chest muscles. So he or she will guide you and redirect you to the specific muscle group exercises. Like for bicep, there's a bicep curl. For your chest muscle, there's a bench press. Similarly, like that, there's a lat pull down exercise. So similar to this analogy, our test can also have different requirements. So you can create this factory of pages. There can be one class based on your test requirement. If your test says that I want to execute on web or Android or iOS, this factory of pages, this one class will give you the instance of that particular platform. So you can maintain this factory of pages where you can add support of multi-platform execution in your framework with following the same example. So this is pretty powerful, and I've seen it getting used in different frameworks in different companies. So it does definitely help in adding these additional support for platforms or different browsers or things like that. Okay, so where can you use it? Like I said, for multi-platform executions, I've seen it getting used in web mobile, that is Android and iOS cases, or in different operating system cases where you have different flows for Windows, Mac, or Linux. It is a pretty good use case of to use a factory design pattern. Also, you can use it for multi-browser handling. So these are the two cases where I've seen it working very beautifully. There are also other use cases that you can see and customize as per your need. Okay, now moving forward to our next pattern. So this is a pattern that most of you have heard or have been asked in the interviews, the singleton pattern. So again, I'm taking and following through the same analogy of going to gym. There you have a locker, and there's a single key to that locker. So there's a single point of access. It is a controlled way to access your resources, whatever you have stored in your locker, and there's no duplication. Similar to this, for a singleton class, you can manage your resources at one place, which will have one single instance across your whole execution, and others cannot create more instance of your class. So this is a singleton pattern. Where can you use it? So the most suitable ways I've seen this get implemented is in DB utilities, where you just need to connect to DB once across your whole execution and just use the same utility for all your query needs. Similar case is loggers or file resource handlers. Just keep in mind wherever you want to just use or initialize the resources at one time, so that other test cases can use it across your whole execution. Okay, so we have seen these different design patterns. So I want to give you a framework that I follow and that you can follow along whenever you think about implementing or learning about design patterns. So first thing, how do you learn it? First, you define a problem and try it without any design pattern. Then learn about a few design patterns and try to implement it along with it. This will help you to upgrade your frameworks. You will add new functionalities or refactor your code in a much more better way. You will be writing a high quality code. It will boost the efficiency of you and your team. And the next point is excel in your interviews. So there's a good book called CTCI, Cracking the Coding Interview. It is written by a Google interviewer, and she has also kept a separate chapter especially for design patterns. So this is a critical point and a topic if you are preparing for your interviews. Okay, the last point is these are the ways of your coding. They are not the only ways to code. There are no hard and fast rule. Okay, you have to implement your design pattern in a specific way. They are just telling you these are the ways of coding. You are free to modify it as per your need and your context. Okay, now just coming on to the conclusion, as I said, you'll be going away with two things. First is taking care of your health. So after test flicks, all the talks, go exercise, go do your workout, take care of your health. The second thing is give your framework some test design patterns, muscles, so that your framework can be optimized in a good way and can support you in your requirements better. That's it for this talk. I hope this talk will be beneficial for your body as well as your automation frameworks. Thanks for staying till the end.